In 1922, the Valley of the Kings was largely considered empty. Most of these rocky cliffs had been thoroughly scoured by archaeologists and looters alike. Then, Howard Carter stumbled onto a set of hidden stairs. When he chipped through a sealed doorway, he found an intact tomb that instantly became a global sensation. The discovery cemented an enduring image in the public imagination. We pictured a wealthy, pristine golden boy, a graceful pharaoh ruling over an ancient empire. But beneath the gold, the physical reality is jarring. The actual mummy is severely mangled, heavily charred, and missing key parts of its chest cavity, including the heart. For decades, that battered corpse fueled wild conspiracy theories. To separate rumors from biological facts, we must perform a modern virtual autopsy on this 3,300-year-old body, breaking it down by the head, the chest, and the legs. We'll start with the skull. The first real glimpse inside the wrappings came in 1968, when researchers hauled a portable X-ray machine into the tomb. The resulting scans revealed a dark hole at the base of the skull and loose bone fragments rattling around inside. For nearly 40 years, this was cited as proof that the teenage king was assassinated with a blunt weapon. That theory held up until 2005, when researchers slid the linen-wrapped remains into a modern CT scanner. The 3D imaging showed the bone fragments had no hematoma or bruising around them. Since a hematoma requires a beating heart to pump blood to an injury, the clean tissue proved those bones broke long after death. As for the hole itself, it was just a channel the ancient embalmers drilled to remove the brain. There was no political assassination. What looked like a brutal murder was standard mummification, misread by the limited technology of the 1960s. Moving down our autopsy roadmap, we reach the chest cavity. Because the mummy is missing several front ribs and its heart, a popular theory emerged that he was crushed by a heavy wooden wheel in a catastrophic chariot accident. This chart shows the presence of organs across documented Egyptian mummies, revealing that the heart is actually absent in 79% of them. Retaining the heart wasn't a strict ritual requirement at all. The missing ribs have a mundane explanation. When Howard Carter's team excavated the body in the 1920s, several gold amulets were stuck to the wrappings. The team used hot knives to pry them out, cutting right through the ribcage. That clumsy extraction exposed the ancient embalming oils to oxygen. A chemical reaction ignited the resins, causing the body to spontaneously combust and char right inside the coffin. Modern archaeologists caused every bit of that catastrophic physical trauma during their 1920s extraction. That brings us to the final zone of our autopsy, the legs and lower body, where the actual killers are hiding. This genetic pedigree tree maps the 2010 DNA extraction. Converging lines prove Tutankhamun's parents were brother and sister. Following this extreme inbreeding down into his lower limbs, the DNA reveals a severe clubfoot and Kohler's disease, where bone tissue literally dies from lack of blood. We can see the physical toll this took. His tomb was packed with over 130 walking canes, many showing heavy wear and tear, proving the young pharaoh couldn't walk unassisted. The DNA tests also flagged multiple active strains of Plasmodium falciparum, the deadliest form of malaria. The inescapable toxic legacy of his own family's DNA posed a far more lethal threat to the pharaoh than any foreign army. Tutankhamun lived as a severely disabled, immunocompromised teenager, his body barely sustaining its own weight. And that explains the acute injury the CT scan found just above his left knee, a severe bone fracture. We know this break happened right before he died, because the scans show hardened embalming fluid pooled inside the fracture. The wound was wide open when he was mummified. A simple fall that broke his leg was all it took. Combined with his fragile bone structure, the open wound invited an aggressive infection. With his immune system already fighting off severe malaria, his body was rapidly overwhelmed in a matter of days. For a century, the world projected fantasies of ancient drama and political assassins onto King Tut. But modern science has stripped away the gold mask, leaving us with the profoundly human, tragic reality of a sick kid who couldn't survive a broken leg.